The tangled wilds of Dolmenwood sprawl at the foot of the accursed Table Downs in the northern reaches of the kingdom. Dolmenwood consists of a swathe of tangled, partly inhabited forest, 100-odd miles across at its widest point. When one steps beyond the maintained roads which connect the few settlements within the forest bounds, the trees and brambles of Dolmenwood draw in close. Moss, lichen and weird fungi proliferate in the dank undergrowth. Stretches of treacherous marsh lurk concealed in the lowlands, waiting for unwary travellers to stumble to their doom. Every child was told of stories of the fairies in the undying realm. Dolmenwood sits at a place where the boundary between the mortal world of men and women and the immortal realm of fairy grows thin. It is thus that fairies of all stripes, both wicked and benign, haunt the steps of Dolmenwood. Some even venture into the towns of mortals and mix with common folk. The story begins east of the Haymoth in Oldweald, harried by the Naglord. Here, the northernmost lands of House Harrimore sit now within the accursed Nagwood. The wicked servants of the Naglord have recently begun to venture even further afield, with skirmishes occurring in the woods close to Harrimore Keep and the town of Prigwort. Lady Harrimore is overseeing the establishment of a fortified garrison in Prigwort as a precaution against the war she fears is brewing. Following the direction you were given in Prigwort, your party has followed the overgrown path southwards into the dark and befuddling wilds of the tangled forest of Oldweald. Negotiating paths that lead to gloomy dead ends of twisted elm and hawthorn. You were warned that fell beasts, tricksome fairies, restless spirits of the long deceased, great and terrible worms, and weird fungal monstrosities also lie in wait, eager to lay hands on foolhardy mortals who wander into their clutches. Those who step from the well-worn path must truly be wary. You find yourself stepping on the rich, thick loam of moss that makes your strides feel like you're floating through the forest. Entering the wold passes you into another realm unknown from humankind. As if time seems to dawdle. Dripping wet sheets of dark green moss hang from boughs over the path. They slide over your head and shoulders, leaving behind a brackish stain. The dense undergrowth, brush and moss-covered trees are shadows in the mist that fully appear when you're almost upon them. Translucent motes of incandescent lights float across your path, from tree to tree in a chaotic fey dance of perpetual spring. Barely audible, the woods whisper of your passage with the breeze, branches reaching out to embrace one another. Ahead is an airy forest glade, wide and clear. In the woods proper sits a grand and ancient gnarled oak among the spongy clusters of hued mushrooms and toadstools in luminous greens, yellows, reds and browns. Dew clings to the leaves and the rays of the sun beam down upon it, almost hungrily. Among the roots sits a hole in the oak.